Away we go.
Welcome back to the 101. God damn, let me do that again.
Okay.
I heard her in the back say no swearing, and I'm like, who?
Okay.
All right, sorry, Jim.
No. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. He's cracking up. Here we go.
Welcome back to the 101, brought to you by Lincoln Wallace. I'm Michael Morris, and as sometimes is with me, Andrew Leachman is here.
Hello.
Good to see you. And today we have Dr. Phing Saurer. Phing, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Would you like to be addressed as Dr. Phing Saurer? How would you like us to do this?
DDS.
Like for you to address?
Yeah,
you
for me personally, like then Andrew can address you. I'm just gonna say Phing.
You can call me Ping.
Okay. Ooh, I don't like the way you said it all slow and drawn out. Call her doctor.
I might let you call me by my first name.
She is
by
a
the end
doctor.
Of this hour.
That's why. Listen, I had someone that made me call them doctor all the time, and I'm like, you work on people's feet.
Do you know how long she worked for you to be able to call her a doctor?
Yeah.
Long time.
I don't know because
Something that I couldn't commit to it.
I'm gonna guess dental 7.5 years.
Wait, is that include? No.
No. Are you including high school? This is already going poorly for you. This is already not working out. We didn't even say where you work.
Oh, where do I work?
Where you own a facility,
yes,
correct? You are a doctor in a facility that you own. Okay? So that place is called
River Park Dental.
Yes, and that is in Dublin, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Andrew doesn't know this, but Rachel and I took a tour of your place last week, and it literally, I've never seen I was married to a hygienist once, and she was so happy about that for 2 years. And I had never seen, that's not funny, it lasted 7. But we walked through your office, and I had never seen anything so technologically advanced. Like, we go to a lot of dental offices, hospitals, things like that, and I was amazed at what you guys have there. So can you give a little breakdown of why it's so different there?
Well, so with dentistry now, I think there's a lot of different technologies that are out there, and I'm just trying to implement all that stuff so that patients could be more comfortable. So, trying to think of the things that you saw. I mean, even
I saw something that looked like the Terminator arm in there that I think is the Saurer laser. Is that what it's?
Oh yeah. That laser. So
I was hoping it did like really cool laser things, but apparently it's just a health related thing.
Yes, but it does a lot of cool things too. So it,
Yeah.
so it's a CO2 laser. And it, so I can do a lot of different procedures without any anesthetic. So, which is nice because a lot of people hate going to the dentist because of the needles. So that helps with that whole fear thing. And then there's a lot of just different soft tissue things I can do. You can help with herpes or ulcers.
Who leads with that? Seriously, who leads?
That's
with
the worst one.
Well,
I mean, that's a concern for most people.
I mean, I don't know why Andrew's taking your card right now, but I just say, who leads with that? So that's what the Saurer laser is for.
Yes.
Now, you had mentioned to us that you're one. How many people have that?
In Dublin,
laser?
I'm the first. So that was a really big deal to be able to buy that laser and to actually implement it in my office.
And there aren't a lot of competitors in Dublin, right? There's not a lot of people that
Oh, and no, yeah, there's no dentist in Dublin. I'm the only.
There's a dentist and a Wendy's every 5 feet in Dublin, I feel like.
They all look like the same building.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing, like, I didn't realize where we were going because we went into this, it kind of looks like...
well, it's in the New Bridge Park location that everyone has seen.
But I don't know that anyone's seen it because I hadn't been up there in a couple years.
Is that where 161 and
with the roundabout is
they've got like Penn's Mechanical and they got that new hotel with the there's like a rooftop bar there. I think it's called Papasso. Yeah, that whole area is just kind of blown up with I think they've had condos and a bunch of other growth dumped in there.
It's amazing because I remember when that was that was just a strip center, and then that was what you passed on the way to go to the zoo or Muirfield, but.
It's like that car wash down there, that Mr. Clean car wash, and like a little.
It was just kind of like a Scooby-Doo ghost town in that area for a while.
That's the best way to describe it, actually. Yeah. A Scooby-Doo ghost town. I can't really tell people what it looks like. You actually have to see it. But my biggest concern was you had this big River Park Dental sign, And so we thought you could go in on the first floor, and it was just, there was like rubble in there. Like I can't even explain what it was. I didn't realize we had to get in the elevator to go up.
Well, they're building something underneath there.
I'm just saying, it didn't give me the first impression was, this isn't going to be good. You're going to have like a hook to clean teeth. So when we went up there and saw all of your ops laid out, I had no idea how fancy that was. And I don't mean fancy just from the looks of it, but I've never even seen some of the machines that have been up there.
Yeah. So the other things, so you asked what other things I had up there. So it's just, right now the latest thing is also doing 3D printing in my office. So we print a lot of our stuff models in our office, you know, to make whitening trays, bleaching trays, mouth guards, stuff like that.
So is that more of a way to save money in the long run by being able to print that stuff off and just?
Yeah, it helps. Yeah, it reduces the cost for patients, so that I don't have to.
It's a long-term investment then to not have to.
But they also don't have to leave, right? It's not like I have to go to 10 different places to get this done. It's
Right.
all in one, under one roof.
Yes, I can do
On
everything.
top of a rubble.
Yes,
There
on
you
top of the dirt floor.
How long can we describe it as the dirt floor? Like, find the dirt floor, go upstairs? Is that how we're going to say it for now?
Sure.
For another
Could you
couple
imagine
Yeah.
just like a hygienist chair with like an interrogation light over it in like a warehouse, like maybe a couple dirty instruments when you came in on the rubble floor?
Yeah, well, that's
You're
kind
just
of what we're doing. The
completely
new
blown away 'cause it
administration
was
is
like
going to, they're looking into dental care because it's very expensive to have it. So I think that's the route they're going to take.
Gotcha.
Don't quote me. I'm going to say that you said that.
Feel free to quote me all day on that.
So I know we kind of got ahead of ourselves. I just
Yeah.
wanted people to understand what we saw, and it's hard to take it all in, but I think we have to kind of start with where you came from, because I was guessing at how long you'd been at school, in college for this. I guess 7.5 years. You don't have to answer. I'm probably right. But you have a history in the dental field for how long before you opened your own place?
So I practiced as an associate for 7.5 years, but I was
Nailed
in
it.
school. No,
That doesn't matter. You
She
said 7.5.
practiced as
I
an
was-
associate.
Yeah.
That wasn't her schooling.
yeah, my
What
schooling.
are you doing? This is out
I'm
of
just flipping
show.
the tables on you.
Nice, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Go ahead, Phing.
It's Dr. Phing to you.
Sorry. So, Dr. Phing, you said you were an associate for 7.5 years, so you were in another dental practice beforehand.
Yes.
So, and now you left to start this up, and we didn't give you any kind of forewarning with the show. This is about small business and entrepreneurship. This is why you're here, not to really just talk about teeth, although we'll do that the last 30, 40 seconds of the show.
Let's talk about like when you get a root canal and they crack that infection open, and it just is the worst
Who
smell in
cracks
the world.
infections open?
We just make up what we think.
I just,
Like
I
surgical
just imagine
things.
that people are just breaking teeth out
That's
of
a
your
surgical
head.
term we use. Cracking
So
open.
you don't rip the teeth out with pliers.
We never use this.
Okay.
That's
Gotcha.
Rip
her
and
West
crack.
Virginia office will be. So
For free.
So when you're gonna open your new business, so you're 7.5 years as an associate, what made you do that?
So I really wanted to get more into the digital dentistry.
Right.
The digital dentistry. So it's, like the stuff that was coming out was just like milling your crowns in office, scanning, instead of doing the impressions, that gooey impression stuff, scanning your teeth in office, printing your models, even printing dentures at some point, printing mouth guards and all that stuff. So this is, and it's green too, so you don't have to be as wasteful and using all this material that's not good for the environment, and it can all just be digitally done. And that's something I wanted to go more into.
But were you frustrated because of where you were? So typically, this is what I see. It is a male-dominated field.
Yes.
And they tend to be older, and they don't really have the I'm going to hand this off to somebody else. Typically, you see a dentist sell out to another older male person, and it just kind of gets passed down. You took a different route. You started your whole thing from scratch, and you had your idea of what you wanted.
Yeah, no, so part of that is true, but I think right now what is happening in dentistry is it is being sold out to more corporate places, or people are trying to turn their offices into a more corporate setting. And I didn't really like that, because I felt like then you're taking away that patient care part that I actually enjoy.
Customer service almost of.
Yeah, because then people are you start to look at people as just numbers, and like, oh, this person needs 4 crowns, instead of like, how can we help you fix your smile, or give you better healthy teeth and stuff like that. So I I wanted to focus more on patient care and not just numbers and going by quotas and following scripts and doing stuff like that.
So. Do you feel? Oh, sorry, Andrew.
Well, it sounds like you basically want to get as many options as available for any of your customers that come in there, so they can kind of be given a bevy of things that you may be able to do for them instead of just, as we were just talking about, pull their teeth out and put a filling in. There's a lot more to it than just that.
Right. It's about patient education and then giving them choices and then letting them know that they do have a choice. It's their mouth, and it's not just me telling them what they need to have done. It's just showing them what I see and then giving them options. I think that's important than just always saying, like, you need this. And I think a lot of patients right now, at least from my sense, they get that, they feel like they're getting pressured into doing things. There's a lot of mistrust.
Well, I mean, what options do you really have at that point when you're sitting there and they're telling you?
Yeah, it's
you
not like
get up
you
and
know.
get your file and go somewhere else and like, hey, I want to be.
You know who did do that? The dude from Roadhouse. He had that file with him all the time. He knew exactly what surgeries he'd had and everything. Does a patient ever
didn't
come
Kramer
in?
have a problem with that too?
Yeah, like, do you have a patient that's either Kramer or the Roadhouse guy that they know what procedures they should have done?
Swayze?
Like, first of all, R.I.P. Patrick Swayze. We haven't said that on the show yet.
Yeah.
Ping. So, do you have people that think they know? Like, they come in and say,
Some do. A lot of people do know their mouths pretty well. So they kind of have an inkling, and either they want reassurance or affirmation. So, like, I'll take the x-rays and kind of tell them what I see and then give them my best advice.
So, you leave this job that basically, I mean, you had a job to own your own place. So, is it the frustration of what you're seeing in a dental world where you don't want to do those procedures because it's becoming more of like a mill, like getting hygienists booked every half an hour, so you're cranking out money, you're just putting crowns on, you're doing whatever for to generate revenue, or was it a mix of both? Was it the technology that you wanted to get into? Because something has to push you out the door of a they're giving you a paycheck, and now you have to start on your own.
I'm starting on my own, and I have a lot of debt, more than I ever.
We love that. That's what we talk about that on. If you're not in debt as an entrepreneur, you're really not doing anything.
If you want to make money, you almost have to leverage. You always have to leverage yourself at some point.
So, but no, you're right. I think it was a combination of both. So it is wanting to go further in the technology, but then also be able to provide the care that I wanted and not following scripts and being told how to give patient care, which was what it was starting to feel like. So, instead of being able to just look at the x-rays and tell the patients what I thought, I was just supposed to just agree to whatever they wanted to do. And, it just became like a factory. And I don't treat patients like it's a car wash. So I actually want to see them and have a relationship with them. And, I like seeing their kids, and I like seeing their kids grow up and have life things, So it's that whole relationship thing that I really wanted to kind of hone in on. But then still using the technology too. So, I don't know, I kind of describe it as having like still that mom and pop feel of a dental office, still having that intimacy, but then bringing in like the technology and making it modern and making it like still fat forward.
Do you think that that's a tough thing to do, that mom and pop feel, because of the area you're in? Plus, it can be intimidating. Like, Ellen gave us a tour of the office, and I had never seen anything like that, so I'm caught up in like, oh wow, that's a really cool 3D printer and all that, like things I've never seen. If I'm a patient, I would be blown away by that technology, but you are still having that one-to-one relationship with everyone that's coming in.
Yeah, so I think also it's important to have people that you work with give that warmth to the patients too.
Well, Ellen works for you, so I don't know how you're going to translate that warmth.
She is one of the nicest, funniest people.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about Ellen?
My Ellen.
Oh,
yes.
Then she's in the back on the couch, but I'm sure she's smiling when my back is towards her. So you said you want that exposure to those patients. You want to make them feel that you're engaged and you're paying attention, right?
Yes, and I am paying attention.
Well, sort of, not on the show. But do you feel like, so you went from your other practice, and I know you're not going to want me to say this, so that's why we always do this on the show. People have said that you just took a break, right? Like, you left an office and people said you just took a break, or so your patients couldn't find you. If they find you on Facebook right now or they're listening to the radio, we want to let them know you're not at home.
No.
You have an office.
Yes, I have an office. I've never taken a break. Last year was a lot of preparing, opening my practice, looking at technology. I mean, there's a lot to set up. It was like a full-time job, more so because I wasn't sleeping much. Sorry.
No, you're good.
But and I was traveling a lot to take continuing education to keep abreast with all the technology too.
How long does it take to build an actual practice from scratch?
So the construction itself took 4 months, and I was pretty hands-on with that. So I went in a few times a week, to check on everything and come up with different ideas. But then it's like hiring employees, going over with payroll, insurances, credentialing myself with all the different insurances, and which we're still doing that, going through that process. That's kind of a longer process, but yeah, there's a lot involved with it. A lot more than I even knew. But I did it.
Well, Andrew is laughing because we talk about it all the time. You have no idea what you're getting into. When you start this, you have a vision, right?
It's always twice as much as you think.
Oh, yeah.
You plan.
Yeah.
And sometimes in that case, financially, it's twice as much as what you plan.
But it's worth it, isn't it?
I mean, it is, and I think you got to go, especially if you're starting something from scratch, you need to go with your own vision at that point. And that's not, starting it is not the time to start curbing that vision a little bit. So I'm sure you found, you weren't sure of all the options I'm sure you had in terms of technology or machines, then you started weighing things out. There's probably stuff that costs more than what you planned, but in your mind it made sense to do that. And it's just like with a 3D printer, you may not have planned that initially, but that makes sense. Off the rip, I'm sure that's more expensive than just ordering some of those trays. It's cheaper up front just to order the trays, but
well, that was part of the plan. I think a lot of it was just everyone had an opinion on what I should get, and of course it's the sales reps, so they all think they're.
Were they all right? Sales reps are always right.
They're all right.
I'm always right.
Yeah. But Andrew is, but then he sends somebody else out there, and he was like, "Go get it, boy."
Yeah, go take care of that.
Yeah. He brings the fish in the boat. He's like, "Go cook that, will you?" Yeah. Well, can we talk about sales reps for a minute? Because again, we talked about this a few weeks ago that when you're starting a business, it's a lot of trial and error.
Yes.
It's not the trial and error of what you actually, the service you can provide. It's dealing with people that are supposed to provide service to you. So, for instance, your website debacle and all that. Not that the website does work, so you can look at it.
I would say the marketing has been the most trial and error that I've had, and a lot more error than anything else. And I just.
Well, we've noticed you have a lot of really good friends until you're like, hey, I'm not going to buy that anymore, and they're like, not your friends.
Yeah, they're
Did you
friends
see that
until
a lot?
yeah. Unless I'm spending money, I'm not their friend.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you have to spend money when the show's over, but yeah, sure, go ahead. No, but I think it's important. I want people to realize a lot of people get hung up on their mistakes.
Yeah.
So they can't move past it. So, I mean, my favorite part of the story was what you paid for the website and all these other things, and then you got pens out of it. And my whole thing was like, it's a lot of money for some nice pens, and the pens don't even work,
The
right?
pens don't work, I know. I did get chapstick.
Oh, yeah. We wanted to steal some
That
of that
was pretty
chapstick, but then I
nice.
felt bad because I was starting to do the math in my head. Like, that's $1.25 every time I take the chapstick. I don't even use it.
Yeah.
I think Andrew does that. Andrew's kind of a pretty boy, so I think he
Yeah,
would
he is,
definitely use the
Stop
chapstick.
it, both of you right
You
now.
are adorable.
Stop
it.
So, when that happens, you get upset about it, right? But do you move on? Like, I know Ellen doesn't move on from things. She holds a grudge for the rest of her life.
She holds the grudges for me so that I can move on from it. So
Like
I
a
don't
grudge
like to just
reminder.
dwell on
Yeah, she's that calendar reminder. Like,
Can't
do you remember
remember.
when this happened in
We
January?
screwed you over 3 weeks ago.
When I was
Take
8
it out of
years
their
old, I
teeth.
wrote this down, and this really bothered me. But that's the kind of thing I want people to understand. You are going to make mistakes, and a lot of times it's something that you believe in. You've been sold.
Perfection's overrated, right? So like
I don't know about that.
I have made a lot of mistakes, but I mean, I just keep on moving forward. I don't try to dwell on it because then it's just
You're
gonna
gonna
make me
make
upset.
you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen.
But that's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
So you make mistakes. That's how you're going to get better. And again, it's kind of translated in. You have this beautiful facility. You can service the public. That's really the end goal, right?
Yeah.
So you have all the tools you need to get people in there and take care of them. And the biggest thing for you, I think, at this point is just letting people know where you are. Hey, it's a perfect time to tell people where you are again.
I'm at the. Well, do you want me to give the address?
Andrew, can you help her? Yeah. Like, how could someone get a hold of you?
Well, they can.
No more dental people. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Unless they
I
bring
don't
a piece of paper with their
understand
address.
what you're asking me.
How can
What's
people see
your
this
website,
facility?
first of all?
Okay, website is riverparkdental.com. Our address is 6605 Longshore Street in Dublin, Ohio, in the Bridge Park location. There's a lot of construction going on, so I think sometimes people do think we're not open or they're not sure just because there's still a lot happening. So, but we are open. We're on the second floor. It's across from the, I think, parking garage.
Yeah, there's a parking garage, but there's
It's
also a
corner
restaurant.
from the Ram.
The Ram. Yeah,
The
I didn't
Ram.
know that. When I heard
Your favorite
we're across from the Ram, and I was like, is that supposed to mean something to me? So
You knew and you saw it, though.
yeah, so there's Cap City, the Ram. If you see those things, River Park is like right in that area.
Yeah.
Is that Cap City open and running now?
Yes. It's one of the first restaurants.
I used to bus tables at Cap City.
Did you really?
Oh.
Which one? The one down?
The one in Gahanna.
I think they're hiring.
Oh yeah, I need a job. I need to make some money.
Well, Andrew had a recruiter call him right before this. Can you give that sales pitch real quick? Because again,
I was basically he was asking if I was keeping my options open, and
which you said no because you don't believe in options.
Of course, I said no. Who would ever want to hear somebody's offer over the phone?
Are you looking for something better? Of course I'm not.
I did them. I mean, I did the basic. I'll get. What is this a good number to call you on? Yeah, okay. I'll give you a call tomorrow or tonight if I feel like discussing it. Left it at that. I don't plan on.
I'm gonna fire up that bong later, and you're like, "What was that guy's number?"
No, none of that either. No, I don't really plan on calling him back ever.
But I thought his sales pitch was really your options open. Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm working for a small investment group, and we're looking for our financial guys are good, but we're looking for guys who are good with people and have good people skills. Did you say that's you? Yeah, it is.
Who says no? Even if you're not,
I'm horrible with
if
people.
you're John Wayne Gacy, you still go, well, what's it pay? I mean, I could be good with people.
How much? Oh, yeah, I'm great with people.
For $31,000 gross a year, I'm not so good with people.
And the thing is, right now, with my current schedules, I make my own schedule. I basically make whatever I want to make in money. So if I want to keep working, which if it would stop snowing, I could get busy again.
Snow's going to stop last week of July. I did see Ben Gilbert said that.
Yep.
He said
Just
it
in
can't
time for a
last anymore.
vacation.
Yeah, it's going to be sunny for 3 days.
I don't think I would not make it 3 more months with this. Lose my mind.
I'm concerned about you.
You should be.
Like mentally, right?
Yeah, I'm a little scared.
Yeah. Ping, Dr. Ping is concerned about you as well.
She's doctor to you, yes.
Yeah.
She's a
Doctor to you.
Yeah. Double doctor? You didn't go to school for 14 years to get a double doctor.
I do have 2 doctorates.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What in what?
not-
Please say language arts or history or something.
No, it's oral biology. A
Who
PhD in
doesn't
oral
have that?
biology is a dental
I
degree.
mean, that actually makes a ton of sense.
Oral biology. I know a bunch of people that went to school for that or did that in school. One of the ways.
It's like a
I don't know.
PhD for communications.
Hey, that's a thing. And I almost got it, but after 4.5 years, I'm like, I gotta get a job.
I was at after 9 years, I think I was done. Yeah.
What plane were you on?
I was on the part time. I was working. I was
Oh.
working and like going part time. I wasn't full time.
I didn't know if you were trying to like be in the Senate.
No. I just have a 4-year degree, but it took me 9 years when I started like working. Screwed around for a couple of years.
How many
there.
hours were you busting those tables? You couldn't go to school.
Oh no, I just wasn't going. I just wasn't going to school. I just was in school, not going.
We're gonna go to break, but I got this answer. Did you sign up for classes and then you just didn't go?
No, I never did that. I never
Okay,
did. I
because
just
you're
wouldn't. I
saying
was
you
like,
went.
I don't want to do class this quarter, so I just wouldn't do it. And I just work.
Please tell me that degree's in gym. It has to be in something.
No, it's business administration.
And it took 9 years.
Yeah.
Did you go to that Trump University thing? Or
I did.
That thing took like 6 weeks.
No, I don't know why it took me 9 years. I think when I started working and running that baseball facility, I didn't go full time for a couple of years, and then I started going like part time after I was there for about a year.
Well, we did talk about this a couple weeks ago. School is not necessarily an indicator of success.
No,
education.
it isn't. I think it was just more I wanted
It's
to
nice
get
to
I
have
hope
it.
it's an indicator of my success.
You know, doctor, you want to throw out and have all these degrees. This is our first doctor we've ever had on. I don't think we've even had a doctor on.
Not a real one.
We're not sure that she's a real one. We didn't even check her credentials. I just brought her on because we just met.
Oh wait, let me go get my degrees.
I bet she has it in her bag.
I
Bragger.
would.
Ellen carries it, my chauffeur.
Yes, she was driven here like Miss Daisy. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back with the 101 with Andrew and Dr.
Like the Thompson Twins song.
That's
Doctor,
what- when she said
doctor,
Dr.
can't
Doctor,
you
that's
see
all
I'm
good.
burning, burning? That's a Thompson Twins song
Could
from
you
the
imagine
80s.
if I hadn't gotten rid of
Andrew, you used to work for my buddy Cameron
Oh my
Mitchell.
God! You don't know how bad
My
it was.
sister worked for
Could you
headquarters.
just say what your name was
Really?
before you got there?
Stacy Ford, another
I'm not a
gal that I
neurologist.
graduated from UA with. She's
Not
like
yet.
one of the
You can get a third
one of
degree.
his higher ups.
I get the
I'm sure
urinal.
my sister-
I was trying to get him.
Okay,
I,
so
like
here's what I wanna
last
know.
fall, I
Do you want
contacted
to
him.
go
Said, "You want to be on
into
this 101 show?"
how
Stacy Ford
dentistry
called me back
impacts your
after like
life?
a month
Because I've got
and said,
impacts your
"What's
life,
the show about?" And I said,
because
"How about
of
if
the
I
health
just send you?
factors.
This is the show in
Do
its
you wanna
old
go
format,
into your
half hour
actual
long."
business?
I think
We
before
want
it was
to-
Lincoln
we want
Wallace,
people
and I
to
said,
know why they
"You
should
know,
come to
Cameron will just talk about how he got started,
How does it
in
impact your
business."
life?
Well,
And
impacts
here's
your
an
life,
example of the
severe
show. I
health
haven't
problems,
heard back.
less confident because
I want to maybe get.
mouth
I think
going
he's
on,
too
you're not
busy.
going to get jobs.
He is.
These are
Yeah,
just
He's a funny guy though. He keeps like the 7
You don't have
series
to be that
beer.
poor
He
nutrition.
didn't
online
come.
jobs all the time.
He didn't come to our
Late,
35-year reunion, but he came to
I
30-year
really want to
reunion.
focus
We have
on
his,
what you
he
do,
lets us
so
have
I
his
need you to
reunions at
kinda
his
give
restaurants.
me-
Okay.
We had it at
I
Rusty
wanna talk
Bucket,
about
which is like
the
a
no
sister
needles.
restaurant. He
Oh,
helped
that's
Gary
Yeah,
right.
that's owned by
get his start.
Gary, but
Yeah, Gary Calico. He helped Gary
I
get
don't
a
wanna talk
start.
about
He and Gary are good buddies.
but that's not like advertised
Why
that they're.
people
No,
don't come
but
to
we
us.
had the one on Lane
We're in
Avenue.
network with the
We had our
majority of
30-year reunion there,
insurances.
and Cameron
We're
was
in the
there. Had a
process
great
of being
time.
in network
Karen
with the
Wallbilling
majority of
didn't show up to that one, but John
It doesn't
Kasich's
feel
wife,
like
but
a
she
dental
showed up to
office. It
35-year
feels
and was
like
Okay.
talking to
an
everybody.
escape.
Great.
Yeah, I should.
Both she used to
Has
work
somebody
here.
commented on
Kasich's
these
wife.
things?
Should have
Madison
worked time.
said that Andrew looks like he's
I
about
had
to go tame lions.
My 30-year,
And
my
someone wants
35-year.
you
Oh
to
my
look
God,
at
I
the
had such a
camera
good
and say,
time
"Can you
talking with
smell what the
everybody,
rock
people I
is
hadn't seen in
I
years.
believe it.
Someone wants me to
A
say,
number of whom I
"Can you
had
smell
not
what the
seen
rock
since-
is cooking?"
since high
That's what this
school.
whole show's about.
I want to. Hold on, who was it?
To
But
be the man, you
Cameron
gotta
didn't-
beat the man. All right.
He was
Adam
on
or Tam?
African Safari.
He said he'd
last
give you
time.
$20 for it.
He and his-
Cameron,
he and
That's
his
more
wife
than we've
Martha.
ever made on this show. Thank you, Adam.
His
So
wife
we want
friend
it to feel
requested
like
me on
more of an
Facebook.
escape than a
I think I
standard
met you once at like
visit to
church. I
a
was there for
doctor.
something, and he was there
You can
because
come, watch the
his
office,
family goes
put
to
on your
First Community
Bluetooth
down in
headphones, and
my
escape while
family.
we
My mom
get
belongs
what-
to.
I'm not even remembering
First
fix what
Community
needs
Church. We
fixed
were there for
and get you
like
out the door.
something,
It's an
I don't
hour
remember
every
what,
6 months.
and
Make
I
it a
was there
priority.
and
You'll
saw
Do you want a
Cameron
trip
and his wife.
no.
No, I need
Saw his
to
family. His wife met me
No.
once. And she
Oh,
took me on
okay.
Facebook.
Facebook's a weird world, man.
I'm like, that's cool.
I get people that don't even know sending me all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I just found out today somebody that I'm
Do you
friends
think
with on
I'll get
Facebook. I have no
sued
idea who
for
they
the-
are, and
No.
they know that. They're
Western
like, "Are you
Open?
friends?"
No, you didn't say
You
anything
didn't
about
say
it.
anything.
It makes the
Say their
world
name.
smaller.
Yeah, what is their name so I can be like, "These dicks"?
Oh,
Just
stop it.
kidding. I would say those pricks. I wouldn't say.
But Cap City's delicious. I told my mother,
Oh,
because
that's Cap City.
my mom lives right down.
Let's
My mom
not
lives
back
in the
her up.
Trillium there. She moved herself to the old folks home
Meatloaf.
about a year and a half ago.
Please.
Right there
I
at
did that
Sawmill
meatloaf right now.
161.
Don't get me started.
And
And I said, "Mom, they opened that
Meatloaf,
Cap City
meatloaf.
Diner. That's your
Everyone's
favorite restaurant." She goes,
Meatloaf.
"Yeah,
You want it now."
I'm going to
Dude,
call up
those things
Mrs. B, a friend of hers,
amazing.
and we're going to go there." Now you don't have to drive all the way down to, the one on Olentangy down there in Grandview.
Yeah.
Eating a whole lot of oatmeal and protein powder, bud.
At Cap City.
Yeah.
Do you mix it?
It's like me.
You mix it
It's
together?
I found a really good
Oatmeal and
blueberry
protein
muffin.
powder.
So wait, are you
And I literally wrote,
you work with people that just like to work out?
No, I'm in sales.
We can- No, he works for Fiesel.
Oh.
Bring it. Come in when the White Hulk is here tomorrow.
It
Dr.
seems to
Buzz.
be everyone we're around seems to work out, so get your ass in the gym. Ping.
Except me. I just take walks once in a while.
Brisk walks, romantic walks.
Yes. Romantic walks with
I
myself.
ran a 5K and lost to a speed walker. He
Wow.
was like doing his little walk. I'm
Well,
like,
it's
this
probably
is
because you're
fair.
4 foot tall.
It's all
It's
about
a
the
legs.
gait.
She's not 4 foot. She's 5 foot.
I think your husband's like
On a
9
good
She's a
day.
foot
5
tall.
foot dog.
Yeah. she is
And your
5 foot
and your
tall.
husband is about 6 foot tall, right?
African gentleman.
Wow.
No.
He's a
Oh.
doctor too.
Racist.
Is he a doctor?
He is.
Nice.
He is a
Doctor.
Yeah, he is. Well, he has PhD in neuroscience.
But he's a doctor.
Oh,
He's
just
a nerd.
neuroscience.
Wow.
Neuroscience. I got a
He's a
liberal
doctor,
arts
that's
and
nerd
communication.
science.
That's nice.
What do you guys talk about?
He works
Nerd
for a
stuff?
First time I
pharmaceutical
met him, I was
company.
like,
What do we
Cool.
talk about? I don't.
You just go home and you're like,
Blah.
he's got a book in front of him.
Doctor, what did you do today? Well, doctor.
Doctor.
I don't
Glad
like to
you
talk about work.
So we'll start
It stresses me out.
Me neither. I like to talk about meth. All right, are we ready to go, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Cooking it.
You
That
ready?
is- that is work.
Let's rock and roll.
Welcome back to the 101, brought to you by Lincoln Wallace. I want to reintroduce my guest, Dr. Phing Saurer. Phing, before we went to break, I don't know what we were talking about. Andrew's schooling that took 10 or 20 years, and he worked at Cap City.
His schooling took
That's why my
longer.
beard is. That's why my beard and hair have
Yeah.
gray in it before. I'm
He
30
looks
years
like
old.
he's a
9 years.
lumberjack. Jack, like he grew up in the woods. You're like, I bet you support that Justin Timberlake album just because it's.
I actually haven't heard it, surprisingly.
You will later.
You
Man
call
of
it?
the woods.
Yeah, I do. I take good care of it.
Phing, get on that microphone if you're going to say, do you comb it? Because we're on the radio and you're looking into it. You're gazing listfully into
it. Pulls people in. It's like a tractor being...
So I want to get back to dentistry from whatever we were talking about. The question I have is, I've been in there, but I'm not a patient. But if somebody currently has a dentist or is kind of in between dentists and is not that satisfied with it, why should people come to you? You're an entrepreneur, started your own dental facility. Why should I come to you? What's the difference?
Well, I mean, we're really are focused on patient care, and it all starts with just in the front too. So all the people that work in my office are really friendly. They want to get to know you. I love Ellen. Don't make that face at me.
I wasn't going to say that
but
Ellen's not friendly.
she just, she's very open and welcome. But then even if you come in and then you can just relax, we have these beautiful views because all our windows are floor to ceiling. So you're looking out over the river or looking out into the Bridge Park area. And they are building a park right outside too. So that's going to be cool in the spring.
So that'll be a cool view down the road.
I mean, this spring.
I mean, do you have a good view of the car parking lot?
What's that?
They do. We sat in one of these ops. Those garages are beautiful. You really got to gaze into them. And you can see the ram.
The detail of the cement.
Anyway, there's a lot of natural light.
You've never seen lining like that parking lot. Go ahead. So the difference between
there's a lot of natural light. The chairs are really comfortable. If you're cold, we have warm blankets.
Ooh.
You can also watch the iPads. We have iPads right above so that you can just watch whatever show you want to watch, have your Bluetooth headphones, and just relax. And then you get your teeth cleaned, and then you're done. And you also have an option to get warm water, because I know a lot of people have sensitive teeth. And then...
can you book like a nap after you're done?
I feel like it is a massage place.
Can you give me a blanket? I'm going to take a nap 30 minutes after my surgery. I got a rough day the rest of the day, but take a nap.
You can.
Where did you get this concept, though? Because it seems more comfortable than any other dental facility. The way you're describing it, it does seem like...
It's tailored to comfort. It's something that can be discomfortable for people.
Yeah,
but where did that come from? Did you see it before, or you thought that's what I would want? If I was the consumer, this is what I would want.
It's really listening to all my patients throughout the years, their wish list, and kind of compiling a wish list of what I've heard patients say, and then just creating that environment so that they can come in and feel like they're getting what they want.
Yeah, that's always the worst is when, and no offense, but when the doctor is trying to talk to me, the dentist is trying to talk to me, I've got 3 tools in my mouth, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stand here for 40 seconds, and then when I rinse, I'm going to answer you real fast so we can get back to work, and then you can carry the load of the conversation the rest of the time when some Bluetooth headset and an iPad would be, let me just lay back here and watch TV and let you guys work. It doesn't have to be an awkward conversation because you're literally 3 feet from my face.
Yeah. I always lie in those situations when they ask me questions. Like,
you can't read them.
I'm like, terrible. I'm having a terrible life right now. And they're like, great, let me get my bicuspid right here. And
grind your
teeth. They don't really care.
Bicuspid.
I know that word, and I'm not even a doctor. So the majority of people that you're seeing now, are they coming because they've heard of this technology, or is it more grassroots, or?
Some of it is technology, but also it's that we provide a lot of dental care under one roof. So it's not just, the basic things, which are fillings and crowns and stuff. We do a lot of surgery, root canal therapy, which everyone loves.
Oh my God, I had 3 of them last week.
Ortho, and pediatrics. So it's more inclusive, so people don't have to go to different offices to get different things done. They can all come.
You guys do cosmetic stuff as well, then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? This is a perfect segue. Not for the audience, but for you. They were looking for men that are like workout guys to do dental things, and so. Yeah,
you can do dental things.
But can you see through that wispy thing on his face?
I'll have to move some of that beard to the side.
Yeah, just
it's like combing a lion's hair.
Yeah,
braid it.
But I've never had braces.
You don't need. That's not. They want to take pictures of your mouth and then claim that they did the work, right? Isn't that what we're doing?
As long as they do some work, I do
you get that
for work.
Tooth. You know that thing where someone has one tooth that's hanging out just a little too long?
I'm confident that I don't.
Yeah.
I'm very confident. She's
confident about all things.
Can I get 3 feet close to your mouth?
There it is.
Take the mic with you if you're going to go out.
Just touch the mics.
No, but seriously, you guys should talk off air because we just had this. We were having this conversation the other day.
Yeah.
I actually do not have dental insurance right now either.
Well, we have a plan for people that don't have dental insurance. So it's you just pay a flat fee right in the beginning of the year, and then you can get 2 cleanings.
Do you guys send out mailers?
No.
I got something that was recent. I live in the area. I live like 3 minutes from there.
We should go to that place after this, whatever it was.
I don't know. We can go visit and light that flyer and fire right out in the parking lot.
I'm like, what else do you light than a menorah? Why are you laughing about it?
Yeah, but I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Your plan. You have a flat rate at the beginning of the year. Let's recap. A flat rate at the beginning of the year, and two cleanings scheduled. And what else does it include?
Oh gosh.
So 2 cleanings, 2 exams.
2 cleanings,
An emergency
2 exams,
exam. Of some
an emergency exam, and then a percentage off any
So it's
procedures that you
X-rays and
yeah.
fluoride for children.
How come you don't have dental insurance? Do you have to buy it separately?
Yeah, I'm 1099, so I just.
But how does that work for you? Because when the Obamacare rollout happened for me, I had to buy my own insurance as an independent contractor or owning your own business. Do you run into that a lot where people just don't get dental insurance?
There are a lot of people that don't have dental insurance because it's not. Dental insurance is different than medical insurance. It's more like a benefit, and it's a discount. And my manager can explain it better than I can. But you instead of like with medical insurance, you have. If you hit a certain deductible, then everything else is paid for. With dental, you have just a max, and they only pay a percentage of things anyway. So, like for example, crowns, some of them will pay 50 to 80% of a crown, but then you'll max out your benefit for the year anyway. If you have to get a crown and like a couple fillings.
So how would Andrew, if he wasn't your male model mouth, if he didn't have dental insurance but wanted to come to you, I mean, you could work with him or somebody like that.
Yeah, we absolutely can. So he would just, you would just pay that annual fee, and then you would have 2 cleanings
Well, and
exams.
the cleanings are more preventative anyways.
Yes. Yeah. It's just an hour of your day, every 6 months.
I recently bought one of the new Philips Sonic Care.
Oh.
Game changer.
See,
Wait, what
if
is
you
that?
had come to our office, that would have been an option in the welcome package.
I got it for.
It's free.
Okay, well then, it was like a brand. It's like a $90 Philips one. It was in clearance at Target for $40.
Okay, don't go plug in Target, but
Well,
go
you know
ahead.
what?
So you went
Free
to
is
Target.
better
and got this
than-
thing.
Free is better.
What is this thing about? Now I'm interested.
It's like one of those nice like rechargeable, not the little like rip off ones at $5, like the
No,
real.
not the battery one.
Yeah, like the real one, lithium ion toothbrush. And it's as close as I bought one, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, that's so stupid. Why'd you spend money on that?" And like I brushed my teeth, and then I ate food the entire day, and I was like, my teeth feel still like I just got a dental cleaning earlier today, and my teeth are really clean.
Yeah.
Like way better than a normal toothbrush. It has like a built-in timer, so you brush your teeth for 2 minutes, and it has like a beep every 30 seconds, so you go to a different section of your mouth.
Do you work for Sonic Care?
No, but I do know the product.
Sorry, sometimes we just get on a product we like we were talking about Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and then we get
We
down
love
that path.
Sonic Care though.
Well, I mean, I think half of it is the fact that I'm actually brushing my teeth for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I think a lot of people don't, you
No,
know.
I didn't.
But if you
before
have that timer and it's every 30 seconds, you're right.
I feel like I'm
So-
cheating if I just turn it off. Like I didn't really go the full.
I do it for half an hour because I'm a real man.
My mouth is bleeding, but I'm done.
Doesn't matter. My teeth are sparkling. So we talked about why people would want to come to you, but what does this phrase that you guys use, tomorrow's dentistry today, mean?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of the technology stuff. So, you know, a lot of this stuff hasn't come out yet, and I'm trying to implement it.
Well, you're implementing it, you're trying to let people know that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's in my office, and
No,
the
I've seen
combination of the
I was
stuff is
Well, do
new.
you think there's a lot of people that have been doing this for so long they just don't think that there's a need to buy better technology? They think, you know, we can just still do this, like this is how we do it,
Yeah.
and that there's not.
I mean,
new
there's
technology,
definitely that tried and true mentality, which, you know,
which is silly in any medical profession, in my opinion.
I
to some
just feel
degree.
that you have to keep on. I mean,
You
there's,
have to evolve and
everything is
adapt.
evolving,
Yeah.
and honestly, I think a lot of people are turned off by the pricing of it because it is expensive to invest, and then you rely on things like Wi-Fi and all this stuff, which sometimes isn't reliable. So people get a little, like, well, what if it doesn't work? I'm like, well, sometimes a lot of things don't work, but you have to just keep pushing.
Long term, yeah. I was just curious because I can see a lot of people have been doing it for 20, 30 years and like, I don't want to do that. Why would we do that? And that goes back to dollars and cents. They're looking at everybody as they have a little dollar sign when they walk in, and they don't necessarily care about giving them the best experience or some of the best technology. And that may be because that crown may fall out in 10 years and they have to come back, as opposed to if we have better technology and we do something better, you may not see that person.
But you also don't see a reinvestment in the business a lot of times. It is these same people came to us. They come to us every 6 months and they bring their family, whatever. There's no more incentive to learn or grow because why do I want to invest in this when I already have people coming? I think the advantage you have is since you're kind of on the ground floor. I mean, you didn't just open this yesterday, but you're going to start with people, and they're going to have that technological part of it as the backbone of their care.
Yeah.
Right?
She's actually on the second floor.
Well, she is on the second floor, but I meant theoretically.
She's on the second floor. She's not in the row.
No, but Andrew, what I meant
nice office on the second floor.
What I meant was, yes, you're correct about that. Don't go to the first floor because it's mud and there's like a tractor thing in there. Second floor, beautiful office. Do you share that space with anybody else up there, or is that whole floor you?
Ceiling to
Not
floor
the whole
windows.
floor. We share.
Yeah, I want to get back to that. All windows should
Yes.
be ceiling to floor. It was amazing to look at.
Please.
I mean,
I sell windows. Let's do it.
okay, that's a different show altogether. We're not doing that today. But when we have your guy on from FISA, we will talk about.
We need to get him on.
How do you say it? Floor to ceiling or ceiling to floor?
Whichever.
No, pick one.
I'd say ceiling
Floor
to
to
floor. I don't know
ceiling.
floor to
Okay,
ceiling.
now you're both. You
I
are the window guy.
say-
Dr.
say-
Squared wants to say what you want to say.
She's the ranking officer here. She has more degrees than all of us.
It's true. Before we go to break, I just want to touch on this one last time. So, if people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do it?
They can call us at 614-689-8686 or email us at info@riverparkdental.com.
All right, cool. We're going to take one last break today. You are listening to 101, brought to you by Lincoln Wallace.
Cool.
Lincoln Wallace is Madison's company. They do like your back end stuff, your books,
A lot
your
of
pens.
solutions, yeah.
So, like, if you didn't have Ellen, you would hire her to do that stuff, or her. Sorry, Madison, I called you a girl. I didn't mean it. Actually, I did mean it.
Probably about 14 more minutes.
All right. Can we talk about Windows for 11 minutes?
I can. Can you?
Of course, dude. I have like 4
I
in my
talked
house.
about, yeah.
Well,
Listen,
Can we talk
of
about
course.
Our welcome gifts? Our promo?
Well,
For new
it's
patients?
end of the month.
I know. Are we
It's
going
the
to
middle of
continue it?
Well, I mean, it ends at the end of this month.
I know, but we haven't announced
You wouldn't
it.
honor it if somebody came in.
But we'll honor it if they
No,
schedule
we'll
their
talk about
appointment
the promo.
prior
So,
to.
like,
Definitely.
we like supporting the all the businesses in Bridge Park. We want you guys to stay. So we are offering, when the restaurants are open, we offer $50 gift cards to the restaurants of your choice. Or you can pick a Sonicare toothbrush or a whitening kit.
Wait, you get one of
Wow.
those 3?
Yeah,
Yes.
you get choices. We believe in choices.
Yeah.
You choose your
Food or
welcome
a Sonic Care too, and those Philips Sonic Care. They're not, my mother has one of those. Swears by it. Like
And they're not cheap.
Yeah, they're
so
wonderful.
They're free.
What I gotta do to get
I
you
just
to
buy a
it?
$1 toothbrush from Walgreens and
I
go at it for
I
15
just
minutes.
borrow a
You don't
friend's
know
toothbrush.
clean until you know Ping Clean, and she recommends it.
Oh,
And
was that not said?
I'm one of the
We're
people who
using
goes
it.
and sits in the dental chair, and the
Clean is
hygienist says, "How often do you floss?" And I say, 6 times a week, and they go, "Oh, wow, you're not lying. I can tell."
I floss 6 times in one
I
day.
actually do
Just
floss
the
6
little
times a
things.
week.
Yeah, I floss every
I
day.
floss when
I don't
feel
floss
something
every
in
day.
there.
On Sunday I skip, but 6 times a week.
My teeth, I wax my
What's
ass.
the
But I used to say when I was younger,
Totally kidding.
when I was in my 20s, "Oh yeah, I floss every day," and the dentist
should
goes,
wax,
"You're
and
lying.
then if
Stop
they
it."
have
You're
grow,
bleeding.
Yeah, your gums are
Blood all over
bleeding.
your
You're not a
face.
doctor.
Yeah,
Why
you're
do you
lying.
wax?
I am the original Dr. Dong. I know everything.
That's
I
right,
wish
the
we could
original.
Say that. I wish you would get divorced so you could use that name.
No,
I would not
Original
her
say
husband's
I'm
probably a
talking
nice
like-
man. They're not
She's
going
got
to
the
get
coolest
divorced.
hip hop name. The original Dr. Dong. That's the best.
Dr. Dong.
I'll make you a shirt. if that's
Exactly, the
Or
original
not.
Dr.
Oh my
Dong.
God. Straight out of Dong.
Straight out of Dong.
Why did you
You
have to
are
get
That
There
could
we
go
go.
so many. Like, I mean, that could go so
Literally.
many ways.
It totally
Yeah.
should. You should wear that around your patients.
We'll get a slick
Aging
producer,
Dr.
lay down some
Dong.
beats, and away we go. Calvin Harris will be the producer.
Okay,
I want to talk
DJ
about tongue
Khaled.
tie
Come
and
to your
no
patient,
needles.
And then all you have to do is
Okay.
just
Because I
mention
just
it
want to piss
on
people off.
whatever
I see
Yeah.
tongue ties.
Yes. Like that.
Okay.
Do you curl your lashes?
Insurance.
I do
wise.
not.
They're so long.
So I got like
Well, I'm a beautiful
everything
woman.
done.
Let's see.
So
I'm going to
you
go
can
tongue
come all
tie
year
first.
for free.
And no needles. There are no needles whatsoever, right?
With
Everything is
tongue
done.
tie?
No. Like,
With a
what-
Soleo?
yeah. There's no. Like, do you ever use needles?
Yeah, I mean, I have to use needles for root canals and surgery and
Yeah.
stuff. But like for fillings,
She gets a
no.
lot of mess.
No Novocaine?
She's been doing
Wait,
a lot
how the
of
hell do you
story
do root
about her
canals? No, no.
toothbrush, about
No,
Booze?
for root
No,
canals,
a
they do.
filling. A filling.
For fillings, though, you don't have to get numb anymore. So the laser
but it's just another way to like,
just takes care of that.
Ew.
yeah.
Don't do that noise. I'm trying to pay attention to this.
No,
Like,
that's like something that's new. You get a laser in there, and that numbs you. That takes care of that, so you can.
Yeah, the
Take care
laser
of the
causes the
filling.
anal
Laser.
The anal diesel?
Yeah.
Oh,
I had 3 fillings filled when I was like 12, 13
Anal
years
diesel.
old.
that's what you
That's
gotta keep
the
her
grade
right
I've been
there.
blowing all day.
I had 3 fillings done without being
You
numb.
feel comfortable
They were very tight. I trusted my dentist when I was young, Dr.
How do they do
Heiseling.
the
I trusted.
Trust
And
it.
he said, you don't need to be numb for this. They're very tiny
Oh yeah, when
cavities.
they're really small, you don't need to have.
And he drilled them, and that, oh my gosh, that hurt so bad. And the next time I said, give me the shot. And I even saw the needle, how long the needle was. And I said, give me. I didn't care. I
Well,
don't.
when I went
I don't
and
have a
got my
fear
shoulder
of needles.
surgery,
So I said, give me the shot, doc. Give me the shot.
They wanted to do a nerve block in my neck, like a needle this long,
Why? For what?
for a nerve when I had rotator cuff
Oh.
surgery. And I was like, we do that like after I'm out. I really don't want a needle in my neck. Like, it won't be as effective. I was like, I'll have plenty of stuff after the surgery to get me through the pain. I want that in my neck after I pass out.
After I pass
I
out.
don't want.
Oh
Do
my-
not want a needle in my neck.
Yeah, I can reach out to him.
A lot of important stuff running through.
Wait, so when is this?
Like your
place?
carotid artery.
Yeah, my windpipe.
Very
A lot
important.
of couple
Especially
other
your
things.
carotid
Yeah.
artery.
I always forget the time. I do this, and then she always reminds me of the time. Ray, what time does this air Sunday?
7:30 to 8:30.
Yep. So listen about 9
Get
o'clock.
up earlier.
I'm
Who
sorry.
wakes up that
The one
early?
day.
I don't.
Right here
You
on
won't be
this
up
station.
early.
Mix 1079, the adult
This
hit
is going to
music
be playing the
station.
entire time we're doing the interview.
Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth is going to be playing.
I
Love
didn't
that
even
name.
know that was a
Dude.
station.
That guy right there, Charlie Puth.
Dong. Poo.
He's a nice kid.
He's cute.
How much coffee did you drink?
When I met him, I didn't tell him that. That would have been weird.
Better, though.
And when I met Ed, I didn't say, Ed, you're so hot. That would have been weird.
I don't think he's
I don't
hot. I
think
just
he's
want him
hot
to
at
sing
all.
to me.
Yeah.
Just sing to me.
I want Donald
Tell me
Fagen
I'm
to sing to me.
Did you
But
feel
that's
like that? You-
never mind. If you don't know who that is, never mind.
I said
You're not a
Donald
Steely
Fagen.
Dan fan.
Oh.
The guy from Scrubs, the black
Yeah.
guy.
Fago?
I'll
That's what I
download
thought,
her
yeah.
on my.
Fago.
Donald
Instant
Fagen.
Clown
Donald
Posse.
Fagen.
Keep up.
Or Karen Carpenter. She's
I know
my favorite
Karen.
singer.
Yeah, I know that.
That was so
pretty
sad
good.
when she passed away of a heart attack.
I'll do it to people like to their face when they say something like, I don't believe it. Like
I didn't realize I
did
was
it
doing
wrong.
it until I did it, and I looked right at you. I was like,
Eh.
all right, are we ready, Jim? Let's take this out. Okay?
Yep.
Get a picture of you real quick.
Sure, I'm not gonna.
Don't just sneak up.
Don't smile. Flick us off. No, don't, because you're live.
Oh.
Say cheese, Michael.
Ellen
Oh,
is taking a picture,
jeez.
folks.
Oh,
Watching
hi.
on Facebook.
Wherever you are.
Don't
All
worry.
right, 1,
We're
2,
just
3.
watching.
Suck it in, Mike. God.
So goddamn sexy. It doesn't matter.
I love that she just.
Hey,
does
no
some shit
cursing on
right back
Facebook.
at you.
Doesn't
Shit.
matter. I shit all over her for an hour on this show. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's like burning a hole in your back with her eyes, and then when you stand up, she gives you some shit like suck it in.
You know.
Incredibly handsome. Okay, are you ready?
Yep. Ready to roll? We'll wrap this up.
Welcome back to the 101, brought to you by Lincoln Wallace. Once again, our guest today, Dr. Phing Saurer. Doc, I want to ask you, you mentioned something to me last week that I've heard of this procedure, the tongue tie. What does that mean?
So it's the attachment. The tongue tie release is what I talked
Tongue
about.
tie release. I didn't
Or-
write release. I just wrote tongue tie.
Yeah, just
You can see
tongue
my
tie.
notes.
So it's the attachment from the floor of the mouth to the tongue. But I focus on infants because that can really inhibit how they nurse with their moms. So a lot of the symptoms are, they're very gassy. They have they end up getting diagnosed with acid reflux or
their problem's eating, right?
So they're nutritionally. Yeah, there are a lot of babies that are about to be labeled as failure to thrive. Dehydration. They have to go to the hospital. So it can be a very serious thing. So with the laser that I have, I can just basically release that tongue tie. There's also a lip tie too, if it's involved, so that the baby then can basically nurse and they can be breastfed.
Is that what Gene Simmons had done?
No, I think he had his extended. I don't know that
like
he had
they released us.
Yeah.
Is that what he had?
Yeah, you could do it for adults too.
Yeah, he did that. That's like so Kiss, and that's why they had their tongues down like they were dogs because they had that released.
Is that why you got into it? You love Kiss?
Yes.
When she goes home, her and her husband do the makeup
Star
together,
Child.
and then play Guitar Hero on PlayStation 2
and drink cold
Well,
gin.
this procedure can be done for adults too. And
How could somebody get to adulthood and have that, like they just never got it taken care of?
Well, right now, tongue tie, I mean, it's still something that a lot of medical doctors and some dentists don't believe is a real thing. They think you can outgrow it, which is a complete myth. So, and as an adult, or even when you're younger, it can affect your speech. Because if you can't put your tongue to your palate, you can't make certain sounds.
Like what sounds? Can you do the sounds somebody couldn't make?
She's a dentist, not a speech pathologist.
Well, I feel like that's why she was walking, like she was doing it real slow, like, for example.
No.
You really thought about doing it right there.
I
It's
did.
I was trying to touch my tongue to my palate to see if I can do that. Which I can't.
But
I'm
there's
watching you do
people
that.
can't
Weird.
even, enjoy their ice cream. So, but no, with adults though, it can even affect with sleep apnea. So if your tongue is tethered down and it's being held back, you can have issues with sleep apnea.
I've had some sleep apnea in the past.
And then with kids, they've even said with sleep apnea contributes to ADHD because they're not getting enough oxygen when they're sleeping. So, I mean, it can cause a lot of issues throughout your entire life. So it's not just for nursing, but I do it on infants, but I can do it on children and adults too.
But it's hard to let people know. I mean, it's not really something you hear people advertise for, right?
No, because, I don't think people even think about it as being an issue. So,
but it is an issue. I mean, people need to know that it can be done.
Yeah. And with laser, it helps because then you don't have to use as much anesthetic. There's no bleeding. The healing time is much better because you're evaporating that tissue with a laser instead of having to snip it with scissors and do a more surgical procedure.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing you just said.
No.
Yeah, so the laser makes it so much better. Yeah.
Have you done that, the tongue tie release, and then seen like kind of a before and after of a child?
Yes. So the main thing with, for the moms that I've worked, release their baby's tongue tied, I mean, they literally will tell me that I'm handing them a new baby. Because I'll have them nurse right away, and they can feel the difference. And the baby will gain weight immediately. So I had a baby gain like 2 pounds in 10 days just from being able to nurse.
Lazy child.
I made him unlazy.
Thriving.
Yeah.
Oh, thriving child. Okay, just making sure. So you've got that but you've had problems letting people know that you have that, right? So you've got all this technological advancement in your office, but you've said in the past to us that it's hard to get on these lists to let people know that you're a part of this, right? So if people need these surgeries or these procedures done, how are you trying to tackle that? Like, how are you letting people know?
Well, there is a list for in Ohio for providers. I've put in an application, but that application is closed.
Yeah, so let's just scrap that because I think that the hard part is.
So I think I just want to be able to give another option to parents so that they're not stuck thinking that they only have to see very specific providers.
Right, because that location that they have to go to could be 40 minutes away because that
or sometimes 2 hours. Yeah,
Right.
and the wait list is really long too. It could be 3 weeks to 2 months for a wait list. So I've tried to diminish certain aspects of that. I see patients right away, same day, and we'll do the surgery the same day. The cost is really affordable. When a mom just has a baby, you don't want them to stress about money and everything else. So we try to make it affordable. And then we bill their medical insurance too, which is a big deal, because most offices won't bill the medical because they think it's too complicated.
Right.
But that just eases for a parent to have to then go bill medical after the surgery for their child and trying to feed them,
something they're going to do.
Yeah, and it's hard. It can be complicated for someone who isn't familiar with that. So we know how to do that, so we're doing it for them.
If you were to be known for one thing, and I know that you're all encompassing there, but what would be the one thing that you would hang your hat on that you guys are the best at? This had a lot of silence.
Yeah. I mean, I
While
feel like
she's
we're
thinking, Andrew, what are you the
like
best at? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I feel like we're good at a lot of things, and that's the thing with the comprehensive care. So I take a lot of continuing education so that I can offer all the options to you. So, for example, if you have a missing tooth and I don't know anything about implant surgery, I'm probably just going to recommend doing a bridge or wearing a removable denture. Instead, I have different options so that you can pick what's right for you at that moment in your life. And not to say that you can't change your mind later or anything like that. And I can tell you, too, it's nothing set in stone. So if you choose a certain procedure because that's what you can afford right now, you still have that option to do something that you really want to do that's more ideal later. So it's just having that ability to basically give people options and be able to perform those procedures.
Choices is pretty much the best thing you guys offer, is the ability to give people a bunch of different options for what's best for them.
Well, I think that's what's cool there, is that there are so many different procedures that you can do all under one roof. Like when I think about some of the people that we've known in the dental field, it's always like a small house type setup, and they've got 3 or 4 ops for hygiene, and then the dentist just kind of comes over. Or you have those massive mills, like there is in Gahanna, where there's 20 kids in a chair getting braces either on or off or getting adjusted, and it's one and done, get out the door. That doesn't, I've experienced that as a parent, where you feel like I don't know that I was even really here. I don't know if you really were paying that much attention. Whereas you guys seem to have dedicated space for each one of these procedures.
Right, we do. So we have it's just, but I want people to feel like they're being taken care of, and we're focused on them when they're in our chair, not just a quick in and out. Hi, see you, goodbye. It's, and I want patients to feel like they are in control, which they are. We give them choices, and then they make the choice. I don't tell people what they need to do. I just, like you said, I give them choices.
Yep.
So there is a way for somebody, if they didn't financially, they could come in and here's your, say, 3-year window. Here's what you need to address first. Here's where we would go, over the course of the next couple of years, so that you can put a plan together so dentistry is affordable. Because, like you said, there's a lot of people that don't have dental insurance.
Right. Yeah.
So your plans as an entrepreneur in the next year or so, what is it you want to see from your business? If you just say patience, it's going to make me crazy. Everybody wants patience. What I'm saying is, what do you want to see happen? Because you're going to build this reputation. Why are you cheating and looking at Ellen? Ellen,
she keeps waving at me.
You can get over here on the microphone. Stop feeding answers.
Help the community.
Yeah, help the community, Jim says. Juan Thomas over here trying to help the doctor. I'm just curious. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious as to what you want.
Of course it's patience. My long-term goal, though, is to use my office as a platform for other things, to raise awareness for, I don't know, fundraisers. So I work at, I substitute or work in a kid clinic to help children. I just want people to know that this is just about building relationships, and it's not just teeth and working on teeth and doing dentistry. It's more than that.
There's a lot of people that can't afford it, can't afford work, and obviously if you're a successful business, you're able to provide things for people that can't.
Well, you can actually, what's cool about where she's at now is she can build her own community, and that is a new area.
Yeah.
So that community can come together, and you can be the thing that kind of ties in, or ties everybody together.
Well, and then you can also, teeth and people's smile and people's mouths can completely change their outlook and their confidence as who they are. And you see somebody that's a shell with their teeth that are, I think, before they get braces and after they get braces and get work done, or they have a missing tooth where they don't want to smile and they get that tooth replaced and nobody can tell, and you see them smiling and they're happier, and they're a different person usually.
Yeah, that's the aesthetics, and there's function too. So when you're missing teeth, that can cause a lot of issues with your digestive health too. So there's a lot involved. The bacteria they found with people that have periodontal disease, if it's not under control, it can be a factor in heart disease and stuff as well. So it's not, it's not just very localized to just the mouth and, working on a single tooth or whatever. It's much bigger than that.
In the last couple of minutes we have, from your perspective, what's the thing that you get out of this? Is it the before and after? Is it the solving someone's health-related issue? Because there's got to be something that keeps you going all the time. You were an associate for 7.5 years. You move on to your own place. There's got to be something that you get a reward from this.
It's a little bit of everything that you just said. So the before and after.
So you don't even have the answer. I just did it.
No, it's just the,
Andrew, what do you have?
People get more confident.
Yeah, boom for sure.
Just repeat what you said.
Yeah. No, what's cool is when we met you and we were having conversations, you could tell you are very passionate about what you do. So we always say that on the show. If you have your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, you have got to believe in what you're doing. You got to love doing it.
Yes, you do. Because dentistry is stressful. People are always scared when they come in to see you. And it's nice to be able to calm people down and make them feel comfortable. I enjoy that. I enjoy being able to help them, give them a nice smell. If it's just aesthetics, replacing teeth, if it's something that they can't eat or chew, making them healthier, feel better, just building that relationship. Because sometimes there are days where it's hard. The work itself is not easy, but having that relationship with the patient makes it so much better.
Well, you absolutely have to love something that's going to stress you out and make you want to pull your hair out and put you in debt.
I think that's the one thing we all have in common every single day.
It sounds like you're doing your best to make a usually uncomfortable situation comfortable as much as possible. And like you said, you don't use needles when you have cavities and you're doing fillings. Is that right?
Yes.
So you're trying to remove as much discomfort as possible with technology, and then you're offering a bunch of things that a lot of other dentists aren't really offering at all.
And we should point out this week, there was no Madison, so we removed our own discomfort.
Very comfortable room.
So we didn't even mention him today, which was fantastic.
Can I mention one thing?
Of course you can.
Also, if you become a patient, we do offer welcome packages too. So, we always like supporting the businesses around us. So when you come in, you can get a $50 gift card to one of the restaurants that is in Bridge Park.
That's Ram and Cap City.
And the ramen.
Parking lot.
I can never say that wrong, please. And then in Kilwins. And they're adding more. They're adding more restaurants. And then also, or you can choose a Sonicare toothbrush or a whitening kit.
Which you heard all about the Sonicare toothbrush earlier.
And is that over by the end of this month, or is it going to be an ongoing?
No, it'll be an ongoing thing. We just will change the packages a little bit as new restaurants come in and stuff like that.
So get in now if you really want that Cap City gift card, because it could be White Castle. Right?
I'm planning on going by later and taking all of the Cap City gift cards for myself.
All right, so get that Sonicare thing, because Andrew's all over it. Dr. Phing, that's all we have for this week. We've run out of time. Andrew, thank you for being here.
You don't know clean until you know Phing clean.
I think that's your new slogan.
Thanks, yeah.
We're going to wrap it up. That's the 101 for this week, brought to you by Lincoln Wallace. Thanks for listening.
That was perfect.
How to get it in there.